Hello, my name is Donna Ellis. I am the creator of the Active Rest Fitness Program and Lifestyle, and I am inviting you to meet me on the deck. On the deck is where I help people get active for at least 30 minutes a day. I also encourage them to prioritize rest and restorative sleep, to practice mindfulness in their eating habits and their abilities, and to build a community of support amongst their family members, neighbors, and friends. The conversation from the deck today will revolve around the rest and restorative sleep portion of active rest. Notice that the name of the fitness program is Active Rest. I do want you to be active for at least 30 minutes a day, but I also want you to take the time out to get some rest when necessary. So, the first point I want to talk about is sleep and the importance of sleep. We all know already that we're supposed to get about 7 to 9 hours of sleep each night. That's just what it is. Or 7 to 9 hours of sleep each day. I'll say that because some people don't sleep at night depending on their jobs. But 7 to 9 hours of sleep each day. That's a healthy amount of sleep. Some people would think it's too much. Oh, I slept too long. Oh, I couldn't get up. And a lot of times people will praise or, rejoice in or think it's like a great thing, brag about, you know, I only slept 4 hours. I'm working off of 4 hours of sleep. I'm working off of 5 hours of sleep, and to me, I don't want any parts of that. I want to get my full 7 to 9 hours. And right now I'm not living in that truth. I want to get there. I'm practicing. So some days I am kicking off of 4 hours a day. And then some other days I am getting 7 or 8 hours of sleep. But I want to make it consistently 7 or 8 hours of sleep each night. The thing about good sleep is that it's restorative. It heals the body. You ever notice, like when you are sick, when you go to the doctor, when you catch a cold, when you have an injury, it heals better when you rest, when you can sleep, when you can sit. Sleep helps your body to restore itself, to heal itself. It helps with memory. It helps with weight loss. People don't realize that, that the less sleep you get, the harder it is to lose weight. And there are studies that indicate these things. I'm not just making it up. There are like scientific studies that, show that these things are true. That sleep helps to restore cells in your body. When you break down muscle from working out and have those little tears, sleep helps to, heal those things. I think that's a good portion of why I don't have to necessarily have like a post workout supplement, or why I don't feel soreness a lot after I work out. It's because I try to get good sleep and I try to rest my body, when I'm supposed to, so that, I don't go. When I'm hurting, I try to sit down and rest. Okay, and so that leads me into the other thing, rest. So I categorize rest and sleep differently. Sleep is when you can lay down and get into that deep, just fall deep into your dreams and things of that nature. But rest can be a nap. So it can encompass sleep. It can be a nap. But rest is also just sitting and doing nothing. For me, rest is when I can just sit and kind of scroll through my phone, when I can sit and just listen to some music or read a book, I'm resting. But I also enjoy a good nap. Anybody who knows me knows that I do love a midday nap. So I do encourage rest. Now, the thing about rest that I found, and a young lady, Lauren Turner Hines, she quoted it perfectly, but I'm going to paraphrase her. But she said, when you develop a healthy rest practice, you learn to say no, like your boundaries in other areas of your life take form, and you learn new and creative ways to say no, or you don't learn new and creative ways to say no. You just say no, and your no is your no. So when you learn that rest is important, that you need it, and you take the time for it, when people ask you to do stuff, you'll easily say no. When they ask you to volunteer, when they ask you to take on an additional task, you'll quickly tell them to find somebody else to do it. I'm not available. That doesn't serve me right now. I just don't have the time to do it. Because people think that resting is that when you're available, when you have rest at your fingertips, when you have the availability to rest, they think that, oh, that means you can do something else. If you have time to sit down and rest, then you could be doing this. And no, rest is my thing to do. So if I've decided that I'm going to get some rest, that's just what it is. I'm not doing anything else. So the third thing I want to talk about is creating pockets of rest within your home, or taking like a rest retreat. So every year I try to plan an active rest, ladies trip, so that the ladies who work out with me get the opportunity to get away from their families, get away from their responsibilities, get off work, get away from their jobs. And I tell them, don't accept any calls that you don't want. Put your phone on do not disturb when you don't want to talk to anybody, and tell your family, don't call me with no mess unless it's an emergency. Like if it's just some random stuff, wait until I come back, because I can't do anything about it from wherever I am in the world. So it's just an opportunity to get away and just chill. And most girls' trips is set, there's something to do all the time. Like there's an itinerary. We got to do this. We got to go there. And a lot of people set up their vacations like that. But for the girls' trips that I plan, there's going to be a lot of rest. So we might have one active day, but we're going to have one or two, rest days also, where you can do a spa treatment. I always try to book somewhere near a spa where you can just go for a walk, where you can just go to sleep. Like nothing on the itinerary is required for you to do. And I let them know that up front. If you don't want to do it, don't. If you just want to get away and stay in bed all day and rest, I encourage that. But I do plan stuff for people that, just need something to do, just want something to do. So that's that. And then I also recently took a solo rest retreat. After having one of the hardest years of my life, I just needed a break. And I, left without my husband, without my daughter, and I went and I got me a room and I got me a massage and I ate good and I had good drinks. And I did what I wanted to do and didn't do anything I didn't want to do. If I wanted to sleep, I slept. If I wanted to go out for a walk, I went out and went for a walk. I tried to make sure that I was in a safe area, to be by myself. But it was the best gift that I could have given myself after having like such a tough year. And I encourage other people to do the same, men and women. I work out with a lot of women. I deal, with a lot of women. So I definitely encourage them, but I'm also trying to encourage men to do it as well. And then too, so that's like going away and getting rest. But you can also create small pockets of rest while you're home. And that's the thing I learned after going away for a weekend by myself. You still come home to the same stuff. So yes, it was nice to get away, but you got to come back home and then your problems have not left. Whatever you're trying to get away from, they're still there. And so now what I'm working on is trying to make my home a sanctuary and finding ways to rest like in my everyday life. So for instance, just for me personally, I like to water my flowers. For me, that's restful for me. After my morning workout, I turn off all the lights and I lay down and I listen to on YouTube on loop, Rest Life by Trisha Hersey, who is the nap bishop. Her Instagram is the nap ministry. She's the nap bishop and she encourages people to take those pockets of rest and to close their eyes or to sit and just do nothing. So watering the plants is one for me. Going for a walk or a run, that's another one for me. Taking a long bath, just soaking is a way that I rest. And coincidentally, when I'm driving, especially in this area of Mississippi, when I have to travel to and fro, I take the Natchez Trace. For me, that's restful. It's less stress than getting on the interstate. So, and I like nature, so I like driving through, I see the beauty in driving the Trace. And I think it's just a beautiful drive. And so it brings me peace. I don't have to be worried about speeding and a lot of traffic and things like that. I can take my time and I can move slow. Another thing that I've done as far as a rest practice is just taking my time getting ready in the morning for work. I get ready just a little bit slower instead of rush, rush, rush out the door. Now, that is because also, too, I have to wait on my husband to get home to take care of my daughter. So that allows me some time to do that. But just, not rushing, allowing myself time to take it slowly. So if any of these things help you, please listen, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. But definitely share this message, and I hope that you received something from it. I hope that you can get good sleep. I hope that you can create a healthy rest practice so that you can create boundaries in all the areas of your life. And I also hope that you can find the time to either go on a solo rest retreat or try to find ways to create small pockets of rest in your everyday life. Sometimes either we can afford or take the time to go away, to do that. But we can rest if it's just for 30 minutes to an hour a day. Just try to take that time to create those little small pockets and small times for rest in your everyday life. So I hope you enjoyed the conversation. If you have, leave a message in the comments if you want to share how you rest. Thank you for listening. Have a great day.